Hi, it's Dr. Patricia Coughlin again, and I'm here to talk to you about deep as opposed to shallow work. I had an experience of this in the past 2 weeks. I was in Europe running 3 different training groups, like back to back. So I had 9 days of intensive immersion in this work. And when I looked at my calendar and I saw that I had scheduled myself in this way, I thought, are you nuts? I mean, how am I going to be able to do this? I thought I would be utterly exhausted, and I worried that, like that last group would suffer, that I wouldn't have much to give at that point. And yet that's not what happened. I actually got into the zone. There's something about working deeply and intensively without distraction, which is really the definition of deep work, that allows you to work at a really optimal level, stretching yourself, your current capacities to the limit, so that you begin to develop new skills, new capacities, new ideas. Creativity starts to come online. And so, I was planning to talk about deep work anyway, because I had read this book by Cal Newport, who wrote the book. And then I had this experience which just really underscored the importance of arranging our lives so that we can do deep work and avoid distraction, which is really necessary. So the way he defines deep work is professional activities performed in a distraction-free environment that pushes our current abilities to the limit. These efforts create new skills and great value. They're also hard to replicate. So how do you do that? Today we live in such a distracted world, and iPhones and email and Facebook have all been explicitly designed to hijack our attention. And many people are just kind of letting that happen. So in order to do your best work and to develop your capacity and make your contribution, you really have to get into the practice of deep work. So how do you do that? There really are 3 basic and really essential things that you're going to have to be able to do in order to do deep as opposed to superficial and distracted work. The first is that you have to actually manage distractions. None of us have very good willpower. So if you're going to depend on that, you're going to have a problem. So what you want to do is both schedule time when you're going to do absolutely undistracted work. And this is not just about the time with your patients, but the time that you're going to spend reading, watching your videotapes, thinking deeply about a case that you're struggling with. Most of us are best able to do this in the morning, and you want to be able to start with scheduling at least an hour a day for deep work, for focused, concentrated work without distraction. And in order to do that, you also have to manage those distractions. So you literally need to plan the times when you're going to allow yourself to check your phone or your email. If you're doing that constantly throughout the day, you're not going to be able to do deep work. We think we can get back quickly. Oh, let me just check real fast, and it'll only take a minute. But it actually takes your brain quite a lot of time to rebound after that. So you might just spend a minute checking, but it's going to take 10 minutes to get your focus back. So literally turn off the darn phone. And I remember when I was writing my last book, that while I was writing it, I'd be thinking about a particular research paper that was appropriate or had something to do with what I was saying. So I would just pop onto Google and look it up. But then, they'd have on the side other studies that were connected to that. And then I'd start reading those, and I was getting totally distracted and all over the place. But it's so tempting and it's so hard not to. So literally, I would turn off my internet connection when I was going to write. So that's what you have to do, both schedule the time to do the deep work, and at that time, you have to turn off and eliminate all those distractions. Consider only checking email twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. You don't need to constantly be checking because, again, this really takes a toll on your memory. Conversely, doing deep, focused, concentrated work, it looks like actually increases the production of myelin, which is a white tissue surrounding the neurons that make them fire faster and more efficiently. So it's that which is going to give you those connections, those new creative ideas. So you both want to optimize your brain function and start reducing and eliminating the things that really undermine it. So you're going to schedule time for the deep work, no distractions. You're going to manage those distractions and literally schedule times when you're going to check your phone and email. And then the last thing, which is super important, is when and how you end your workday. Too many people are working at night. After they come home, they're still working. They're still on the internet, they're checking their emails, and this really is not good for your brain, and you're not going to be nearly as effective as you will be if you stop your workday at a particular time. That you decide, I am done at 5 or 6, whatever it is, that you finish your day. If you're all concerned somehow about things that are left undone, just write them down, what you're going to do tomorrow. Sort of offload it, get it on paper, and some people even do, shutdown. They'll literally say, shut down for the day. And when you leave your office and you stop your work, don't go back to it when you get back home. Let yourself have a life. Hopefully you have a family or people that you're going to be having dinner with. You can read or watch something on Netflix, but our brain needs alert, restful time to consolidate what we've been doing during the day. And this is what most people have almost nothing of. They start first thing in the morning with all this external focus on, the news and email and so on. So that's the other thing that's really important. Get your phone and TV, anything like that, computers, out of your bedroom. Okay, your bedroom is only for 2 things: sleeping and making love. That's it. And so sleep is one of the most vital thing for health, your brain and your body. We need 8 hours to really repair, the damage from the day. And you're only going to be able to get good sleep if you've ended your work day at a reasonable time and allowed yourself a period of alert relaxation. So if you begin to practice some of these habits, these are really the habits of the most successful people. All right, they manage their time and they manage distractions so they can do deep work that is more and more valuable and yet more and more rare these days. So I hope that helps and you're actually going to try out and institute some of these practices. And that way you'll be able to be a top performer. Thanks. Till next time. Bye.